Welcome back, friends, to our Car Mechanic Simulator Movie Car Recreations series. And today, as you can see, we are working on the General Lee again. But today we are going to be working on the motor. I apologize for the gap in videos lately. I have been working quite a few hours. And I've had to do some actual work on my own personal vehicle. But with that being said, let's get to work. We have our 446 pack here. And as you can see, I have a different Charger here that had the 440 in it. I have two more outside, which the engines have been pulled from. So we have parts if we need them. So this car does not have an oil pan on it, so we can go ahead and just pull. Okay. It's going to tell me that there's an exhaust piece that needs to be pulled. For those of you who don't know, in real life, you would not have to pull these exhaust parts. In real life, you could just leave them in the car. So let's try this again. Let's pull the motor. And we're going to come over here and put it on the stand. Now, off camera, I have gone through and bought all the performance parts for this motor. And I'm going to switch warehouses. And I just want to show you here, I have 3 more 446 pack motors. So if we need to, we can take parts off of them. And judging by this water pump pulley, we probably are going to need to. I do also want to let you guys know that off camera, I did make some changes to the files on the game, and most parts should now be repairable. I do not know if that includes these brackets. As there was a lot of things I needed to change. And I was not going to read every one of them. And I am once again on controller. So you will see that it is much smoother. Let's come up here to the intake. Now, as I wanted to do with the last episode, I wanted to talk facts about the General Lee. Now, this is your spoiler alert if you are currently watching the series. as what I am about to tell you doesn't get revealed until season 7. So, if you have not watched all the way through the series, you may want to turn this video off now. The General Lee, in its original state, was a black Dodge Charger that was used in a bank heist. Sheriff Little from the neighboring, I believe it was Hatchapee County, was able to stop the Charger by turning it over in a culvert and catching the criminals. Now, when he caught the criminals, he sent the criminals to jail, and the car went to a salvage yard or a used car lot of some sort, and that's where Bo and Luke were able to find it and pick it up. Yes, they had to do some body work on the car. But the big question was whether or not the motor that the boys had built would fit in the car. Now, according to my knowledge, the car was the motor, pardon me, was originally supposed to be the 426 Hemi, not this 446 pack. But unfortunately in this game, we do not have the 426 Hemi, so we have to make do with what we have. In this case, it's the 446 pack. Now, with that being said, the boys, let's not say the boys, let's just state it how it is. Warner Brothers went through quite a lot of Dodge Chargers. The actual number from all my research is unknown, but it is rumored that they destroyed between 350 and 370 Dodge Chargers. And if you do some looking online, you can occasionally come up with a picture of a car carrier from back then that had a bunch of General Lees that were wrecked on the back of it. Now, they were going through the cars so quickly with all the jumps that they were doing that they actually had to resort to leaving notes on people's cars, asking them if they wanted to sell their cars to the studio for use in the show. How many people actually took Warner Brothers up on that offer is unknown. At least not that I have been able to find out. So that is one reason why your 68 to 70 Dodge Chargers are so hard to find in decent condition, or just to find in general. And when you do, they are generally very, very expensive. Now, back to it being show related. The boys had bought the 69 Charger to be a race car, as most fans know. The doors were quote unquote welded shut. Now, unfortunately, we can't weld the doors shut in the game, so it'll just have to be simulated. But because the car was built to be a race car, that is why I bought all the performance parts I needed for the motor. Now, for this motor, there aren't a lot of repair parts, so I think we'll be okay with that. I do have to buy a performance alternator. I do have to see about a performance power steering pump. There is no performance water pump. Just trying to think of other facts that may not be commonly known. But to be honest with you, I can't really think of a lot that's not commonly known for the Dodge Chargers. . let's quickly jump in here. So we're going to need this I6 beat alternator. Now we need to come all the way to the P's. And we need to figure out check our inventory. Oh, it's going to be right up here. V8 overhead valve F is what we need. So it's this one here. And we can start installing all of our performance stuff. I doubt there's a cam gear that's a performance cam gear. But let's find out. Nope, I'm not seeing any. We can do a quick search. No, the only performance ones we have are for the i4s. So we can go ahead and leave there. Now I think we do, yes, we need a crankshaft pulley. And we need the V8 overhead valve. Okay, that's 100%. And that's 100%. Alright, now let's rotate our motor. let's go ahead and get our pistons in. Hopefully we have enough piston rings. Oh, we're one piston ring shy. So we are going to have to take this motor off. And let's go ahead and grab this motor. Well, that one's not going to do us any good. So we'll take that one back off. And we'll move this one over. We'll have to do some disassembly, but that's okay. Now, let's see, can we just pull a piston? We can. And it has a repairable piston ring. There we go. So let's remove this engine. And we'll put this one back on. And let's get zoomed in. Okay, so the front and the bottom end of the engine are done. Let's go ahead and put the flywheel, flex plate, and pressure plate on. And now we can start building out the top of our motor. Yeah, I truly thought I would have more facts for you from the Dukes of Hazzard, especially about the Charger. But as I started talking about it in this video, I realized I really didn't have a lot of facts to give you all. So I apologize for that. This video could have come out to you guys a lot sooner had I realized that I didn't have as many facts as I thought I did. But that sometimes happens when you want to try and make an educational type video about the cars you're building. I mean, I hope you learned something new about the General that you didn't know. And I will shortly be putting up a poll as to what car we should build next. If you think you might have an idea of what car you might want to see me build, leave it in the comments. I'll see if I have said car available in-game to build. Why are you not letting me put the valve cover on? That is interesting. I don't see why that carburetor would have to be in place first, but I did not buy a carburetor B. Okay, well, I thought I had all the carburetor or all the performance parts I needed. Okay, and with that, our performance motor for our General Lee is complete. So we're going to take that off the stand. Let's go ahead and put that in the car. We can put our engine hoist away. Now let's get rid of this battery tray. I'll have to get one that's repaired. Now let's just start throwing in our repaired parts. Did not see this fuse box, but luckily enough we have a repaired one. And we also have repaired fuses. Okay, so I don't have that part. That's okay. Let's go back to disassemble. We can put the engine oil in the car. And fill it with power steering fluid. We can fill it with radiator fluid. And we can put some washer fluid in it. And we can do one more thing. Now we can put the new engine cover in. So, as you will see, that now gives us body and frame at 100%. And at this point, I think this is a good stopping point for this video. In the next, we will tackle the suspension, but I should have here, I have wheels already selected for the car. They may not be the Vector rims that the car has in the show, but they are as close to those rims as I can get in the game. So in the next episode, we will be working on the suspension and underneath the car. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed, please consider doing so, as it takes only a second to hit that subscribe button and it costs you nothing. And if you want to share this video, please feel free. With that, I wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are, whenever you may be watching this. Thank you.